For more on this story, we're now joined by Dottie Guy with Iraq Veterans Against the War. Dottie, have you spoken with Kayvon today, and what are you picking up about the incident from your perspective?
Well, I did speak with him today, and he did sound like he was in a lot of pain. I really felt bad that he had to go through this, and there's a lot of disbelief that this happened again, and we were hoping that this event would happen peacefully, and it devolved into what happened on that night.
What's your reaction to the reporting that we just got from Adam Gabbett that, in fact, this wasn't a case where essentially veterans were at the front of a protest, even though they have been, but this was a case where it sounds like he was walking away by himself and was a fair distance away from where the action was, and that's where he got hit with batons?
I feel that is absolutely just incredible that that would happen in the United States. As you mentioned before, we did walk in the front of the Port of Oakland March, and we were there to defend our First Amendment right to peacefully assemble and the freedom of speech. And for a soldier to come back from war and have this happen to him, it's totally unbelievable.
How did you learn about this case involving Kayvon, the latest one?
One of my friends was arrested at the time, and he told me that he saw a vet that was on the floor in the jail cell, just in pain, and just he let us know, and we contacted the National Lawyers Guild to get more information about his whereabouts and his name.
Do you see any closer ties between the Occupy movement and activist veterans groups going forward, perhaps by necessity because of how dramatic this has become?
Well, I think it's brought a lot more attention to it, and it shows that the veterans, we are a part of the 99%. These wars that we're fighting, they've made a lot of people very rich, and a lot of us aren't getting the care and respect that we deserve. And with the vets that are coming back to the United States after the Iraq War ends, they're coming back to an economy where the unemployment rate's at astronomical level, and right now, I think the unemployment rate's like 12.1% for veterans. And what are we going to do for these people when they come home and there's no jobs for them? It's very sad to hear that these people signed away their life to defend their country, and they're going to come home and not be able to do anything.
Dottie, suppose there are police officers in cities across the United States that are watching this interview now, and no doubt they will come face to face with Iraq and Afghan war veterans who are going to be at these marches. What's the one thing you want them to remember when they have these face-to-face meetings in the streets?
I honestly just want them to know that we are there to be peaceful. We're there exercising our First Amendment right to be peaceful, to peacefully protest in our freedom of speech, and that we are there to make sure that the people who are at these protests don't have to face violence for exercising what's in the Constitution. I honestly feel that I hope that they will use a lot more tact in what they do, and that we don't have incidents like this again. And
the irony being that there are a fair number of Iraq and Afghan war veterans who are members of these police departments who have sort of doubled and whatnot, and so just the irony and sort of the drama of that makes it perhaps even more sad, I suppose.
Well, everyone has to work. I mean, if they feel that they should be working in the police department, I can't fault them, but I just really hope that they take this into consideration before they do any action that will cause harm to veterans or civilians.
And then, Dottie, finally, you had the opportunity to talk to police. What about to fellow veterans out there, even some who may not necessarily quite understand or agree with everything that the Occupy Wall Street movement is about, but may be so outraged over the fact that one of their brothers or sisters, a veteran, has been injured again? What's your message to fellow vets?
I just want to let them know that they have a voice and they should be able to be heard. Right now, with all the vets that are coming back with PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and the women who are coming back with sexual assault, we really need to know that they're not alone, and they have a voice, and they should be able to voice it in the way that is peaceful and appropriate.
Dottie Guy with Iraq Veterans Against the War. Dottie, thanks so much for coming on tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Up next, the opportunity you have to occupy the financial system. Every day is bank transfer day, but this one is something special. And later, when the family you've named a bill after publicly condemns you and urges that your bill be defeated, perhaps it's time to back off. Not in Lansing, Michigan. What is wrong with them? This is Countdown.